Hi, I'm Nicole, the teacher behind Be Free and Design, and today I thought I would hop on and design my disclosure document with you. I hope you'll grab out your computer and we can edit together. I am designing mine in Canva. It's not sponsored, I just use the program. And I decided after the video that I would put a template up for it on my Teachers Pay Teachers for free. So I'm going to put the link below. If you want to grab the template and like the design that I used, feel free to grab that. I have two different versions. And yeah, let's get into it. Oh, this is the first video that I am editing, so I'm really proud of it, but please excuse if there's a little bit of weird stuff and let me know what I could do better because I really want to be there for you and grow with you. All right, like and subscribe. Thanks. All right, here we are again. I say again because I have done this video already and it was too long, so I'm shortening it. But we are in Canva and I'm going to show you how to create a new design and a disclosure document. So with that, we're going to hit create and go right into worksheet. Now when you're in worksheet, you can use a bunch of different templates and styles, but what I prefer is to go to elements and then I search elements that I really like. There's a bunch of them that are fantastic, but for me, I prefer the paint stroke. Well, there we are. And then if it's over here and it has a little crown underneath it, it means it's a pro element. Now, I really like a nice title right here, but this is a little bit dark to go underneath the text that I would like to put there. I make them in pastel colors. Pastel colors are not my favorite. However, they look really good behind text if you're printing in black and white, and I like it to have it in color for my website. So I'm going to do that, and then I love me a cute pencil. Okay, there's a lot of cute options here. I don't want to go too intense or dramatic, but I want a little bit of texture for them to see on the black and white. I think that one's pretty cute. Let's see, is there any others? That one's really cute too. Very different styles. Alright, I do think I am going to choose this one right here, or this one right here, but I am going to change the colors to be a little bit more my style. And I do have my color palette right here. They're not too off, but I like mine to be a little bit more muted. Oh, what am I doing with that purple? I was actually going for a yellow, and then I want this darker yellow part to be probably not a white, maybe a purple. Yeah, I like the way that looks. All right, so I'm just going to go and put that up here, and then oh, I'm in colors still. Go back to elements, and I'm going to click a notebook. So you just go through and you find what the kind of elements that you enjoy and you like. I think those ones right there are pretty cute too, but I am going to again change the colors of them. And then I will start typing what we would like on there. Oh, they do not. Oh, because I still have notebook in there. Okay. All right, let's try the pages. Let's have them be a light gray. And then we can have the pink, maybe a pretty purple, and this yellow color. Let's have that be kind of a turquoise. Yeah, I like how those look together. I think those are super cute. I do think I'm going to change the blue to a little bit of a brighter blue, and the same with the purple, because I don't want it to just look like a gray blob. Okay, let's just come up here. If you don't like the color, you can always come up here and kind of mess with it. Yeah. All right, I like that much better. And then let's go to this blue and do the same thing. I'm just going to make it a little bit of a deeper tone. Yeah, okay, so I really like how that looks. And then because I made that a deeper tone, let's do the back of the pencil that same color. And the purple, wow, there we go. The purple, same color too. All right, so I already have a template over here kind of pulled up with some of my text on there. So I'm just going to pause the video and pull that over so it doesn't take quite so long. All right, as I copied and pasted over to here, I did find this really cute pencil that I think I like better than this pencil. So I am going to swap those out just because I like the look of that. And then for my title, I'm putting it up here. Now I like the text Architect's Daughter, so I have it in that text. It's a little bit too big, so I'm going to just size it down right here. And then in my disclosure document, I'm a drama teacher, so communication is key, and I write that in the very, very beginning. So it just kind of says, so I'm always trying to improve my communication with all of you. If you have questions, please let me know before they become frustrations. And sometimes it takes me time to think up solutions or talk to other drama teachers about if they know what to do about the problem. Please give me 24 hours if it is a difficult problem to allow me the chance to come up with a solution. And then there is my email address. I'm gonna blur that. And then says, because I am part-time, I do not check my email after 11:30 a.m. I'm off at 11, so I will get back to you in the morning. They think I'm still on the clock, and so they're emailing me at the very end of the day, and so that's a really good note for them to have. I decided that as I was pulling things over, I should probably show you guys how I do that. So I actually have a Google slide that I'm just copying, and then I am pasting right into here. It is a different format. It's still Architect's Daughter, but they do have it all caps, which is not something that I really like. So first goal is to instill confidence and work on our communication skills through improv games. I do an entire month of improv games. And then next we will study the 3 basic elements of creating a performance: voice, movement, and imagination. All of our performances will be group work. So I don't have them perform by themselves. They can choose to perform by themselves, but I'm not going to require that. It says right here, here's the note about that. Don't worry, I will never ask you to perform on the stage in front of an audience by yourself. That's my students' #1 fear. However, it is an option if you would like it. Don't be nervous, we will get through the anxieties together as a class. On the other hand, if you love performing, you will be our leads. They get so excited when I say that, because there's a few kids that want to be leads so bad, and then a lot of kids have anxiety. I get a lot of parents that have their kids come to my class specifically because they're trying to work through stage fright or have other things that are really hard for them to conquer. So I want to emphasize this don't worry part, so I'm just gonna do that and make it a little less big, a little bigger. Okay. And then also this part right here, I'm gonna underline that because parents aren't gonna read all of this. However, they will read oftentimes the underlined parts. I think I'm gonna make that a little bigger just so that it stands out more. Excellent. Okay. So as I'm doing this, the next thing that I include in my disclosure document is what types of performances we do in drama. All right, 1 second. I'm going to look at this and make some choices. All right. So things probably just changed for you really quick. I fixed some placement and then I added this really cute box that I found. It was from this page over here. And then I personally took little bits and colored each of these with little the paint strokes and did the same thing right here. So it took me a lot of time, so I did not record all of that. And then I just lengthened the box, and then right here I'm going to add in my performances. So because that took so long, I'm just going to skip that because it was really just placement and then creating this box. And then what I need now in my elements is I need sticky notes. There we go. Okay, so I could use the ones that I was kind of liking before. These ones, I really think that's cute. And then let's move it down here and make it smaller. And then see if my text will look okay on something that's small, because I think that's really cute. So the first one, oh, let's change this to not be so bright again. I really liked, I think it was the green color with it. Yeah, I really like that. And then I am going to create another text box. And I'm going to do my font and undo that. I'm sure there is a setting I could do somewhere that would help me with that. All right, so I want this to be bigger, and I'm going to just put improv games. So, and then I'm going to move it to where I'd like it. Hit like that. Okay, I'm going to go up here and do my line spacing again. I think I can go even bigger then. Yeah, I don't know if I even need anything else. On my other one, I would explain what improv games are, but I actually do that in a slideshow the first day anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe I do not need that. And then let me get my effects back. Oh, not neon. Okay. And chill out on that a bit. Okay. So I am going to copy and paste this with the title together. I'm going to go click one of them, hit shift, grab the other one, and copy and paste. And then I want 4 of those. Actually, let's lock those together. So again, click both. I'm just going to put group, and that way I can move them around as one unit, and that will help me with my spacing in a moment. So then I'll grab both those groups and make a second, well, 4 of them, second row I was going to say, but, and then I will take these and get them to be as far out as I think will look good, which I think that's pretty good. And then I click all 4, and then if I left click on them, it will say align elements, and I want them aligned to the center, and then I want them also to be spaced evenly. So I left clicked again and put horizontal so they're all spaced well. And then I'm just going to click right here and type in my different units. So I do puppet shows after improv. We work on our voice, and then pantomime. But I will have to make that a little bit smaller, and then, or actually maybe bigger. Let me ungroup this. I wish I could just go to the next one. Oh, I wish I could just go to the next one and leave this for right now, but my brain won't let me. Okay, so maybe since pantomime's only 1, I could do a diagonal twist pantomime and make it just a little smaller. I'll see if I like that. I'll think about that, because yeah, it's kind of cute. And then we're gonna do a full 1 act show. All right, and because I grouped it, it did lengthen it, so I have to ungroup it. I'm just gonna do it easy and do a copy and then hit back so that it does it normal, and then I'm gonna delete, ungroup again, delete the center, and repaste it. I don't know if that was easier, but it's what I did. All right, those are the performances we're going to do. So the second page is going to be really easy. Oh, I put another color at the top, And the second page is our class rules. So the only one that's like kind of class rule that I've not had to have at my other schools I taught at is I have glass doors that are one full side of the wall. And so I have on the bottom, do not open large glass doors, because they leave them unlocked and I don't realize they're unlocked. And I had some students try to sneak back in my classroom after school so they didn't have to go. The other teachers caught them, and then the janitor would have caught them, but so I just don't want to deal with that. And then I'm going to capture this one and paste it, and then have it up here. So for this one, that's obviously really big. There's kind of two options. One is sometimes when I really like the texture of it, or I want it to match this one, which I do, I just copy and paste it over and over again to create a box the length that I want. Is that not long enough? Okay. And then again, I kind of select all of them and hit group so they're together, and that's behind. So I'm going to go to position and bring it to forward and to the forward. Yeah, it's getting kind of late and I'm working on this, so that's okay. All right, I'm hoping this helps. Maybe we're just designing our disclosures together. That would be awesome. I hope you're doing that. Leave me a comment if you are also doing your disclosure at the same time I am doing mine. All right, and so all school rules apply. Be respectful to others and do not touch each other's things. I teach middle school. That is huge, and they're always touching each other's things. This is a performance class, which expects students to get up and perform. We do not laugh or make rude comments about other performances. When you ask to leave class, when you leave class, you need to ask permission from Coach Addis, that's me. No food. Do not lean back on the chairs or sit on the tables. And then respect yourself, peers, the classroom, and the teacher. No phones in class. That's now a state rule. They're not even supposed to in our schools, except for in their locker. They're not supposed to have them up between classes and stuff now. And then be in your seat when the bell rings. I do take attendance immediately, and I count them tardy if they are not in the chair, because I had so many people up wandering around. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then these are really big. How big did I make these? 14. Okay, so I'm going to keep it consistent and just double check these. All right, I think that needs one more. Okay, and then after that, I'm just going to add in my grades and my citizenship. They want us to have the rubric on all of our disclosures, which is great. And then the other thing that I do that I'm going to hurry and put here is right here. I'm just going to be doing this same exact thing to this one, but it says if I find out that they are having problems, what happens? So I do not anticipate any of these problems of disrespect. However, if a problem arises, I will follow the rule of 3. First is an incident. The student will be given a warning and a chance to fix the problem. The second incident, citizenship grade will be lowered. And the third, the parent and or administration will be notified, and they step in to help fix the problem. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do all of this boring part, the citizenship and things like that, and then I will be back to show you my final product. I am probably going to add in a couple more cute little boxes to the back, because that is what I like to do. All right, so I did want to come on and just show you this thing that I found. So if I create like a hand-drawn box, or find a hand-drawn box, I'm not creating it, then it kind of looks like that. Oh, that one might be a little bit too thick for what I'm doing. I am using Pro on these ones. They have some that aren't, but I think I'm going to use this one. And so that's how I created this little box right there. Is I did that, and then I created just a color box underneath it to kind of give it that look. And that one is not long and thin enough. Let's try this one. These ones you can't like change the look of. Is that too thick? I think it is. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, here we go. Oh, I like that. All right, here we go. So you find a little box or a little thing like that you like, and then you can put it around it. And then if you want to add the background, you can just do elements, and then you can do all different types of backgrounds. But I just did the box right here, and then I put it behind this piece, and I did it very and be the right proportions, but I think that's adorable. So I'm going to keep going with that. I just wanted to hop on here and show you that. Alright, this is the final look I have, other than I'm going to add my grades and citizenship to it after I'm done. You would just put your grades and citizenship in here. So I did finish this about what I do if there is disrespect in the classroom. They do not need to hand this back in to me, but that's just my school. I've had times when they've had to hand them in. I've had to keep track and make sure that I have their grades. But with most of our stuff being online, I already am in communication with parents, and they don't really need to hand this back in to me. And so this is the first page, and then we've got the second page. So this is my second video I've ever made, so I'm hoping this was helpful. Please like and subscribe if it was, and if it wasn't, please help me know what would have made this better